All right, let's get started today in puppy dog pose. So for that, it's kind of like child's pose, but instead of resting your hips down, you'll keep your hips up, walk your arms out in front of you, palms down. So your hips are stacking over your knees. I'll turn sideways so you can see me for a second. So your hips are stacking over your knees, and then invite your chest down toward the ground. It's okay if your chest doesn't touch the ground. And then either press your chin or your forehead down onto your mat, depending on how much openness you want through your shoulders and through your chest. Right away, begin to bring your awareness to your breath. Draw in a nice deep breath through your nose, fill all the way up. And a nice loud breath out. On your next inhale, seal your lips at the top. And exhale, strongly back out your nose. Create an oceanic sound at the back of your throat. With each exhale, it's like you're trying to fog up a mirror, but your lips are sealed. Take one more deep breath in. One more controlled breath out. And your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop. So walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Gaze down between your hands, neutralize your spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down toward the ground, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine up and gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly. This time, tuck your toes under as well. And exhale, hovered cat. Cat your back and then lift your knees about 2 inches off of the ground and gaze toward your navel. Drop your knees down. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, hovered cat, lift your knees up, cat your back, and pull your belly button into your spine, engaging your core. Drop your knees down, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a moment to settle into this position. You can bend into one knee, bend into the next. Take your attention to your hands. Spread your fingers out wide. Press your big knuckles down and forward, and then spiral your triceps toward the wall behind you. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet behind your wrists at about hip width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. You can sway from side to side. Just let your head hang heavy. Feel any tension just roll down the crown of your head. Maybe nod your head yes. You can bring a generous bend to your knees, or if your hamstrings are feeling pretty open, you can begin to straighten them a little bit. Drop your hands down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Leave just a sliver of space between your heels. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to stand. And then as you rise up, extend your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and then release your pointer finger and your thumb. So you're pointing up toward the ceiling or the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, side body stretch toward the right. Press your hips toward the left. Ground down through the knife edge of your left foot. Create space on your left rib cage. Inhale, slowly rise up to center and reach up as high as you can. Exhale, side body stretch toward the left. Press your hips to the right. Feel this nice stretch on your right side body. Inhale, lift back up to center. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your hands together at your heart. Put your eyes closed or soften your gaze. Ground down through all corners of your feet. Engage your quads by lifting your kneecaps up. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow and controlled breath out your nose. Blink your eyes open, send your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms up overhead. Option to press your palms together or leave them apart. One more deep breath in, find length. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips all the way down toward your mat. Let your head hang down. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs. Flatten out your spine. Bring your awareness to your core. Snap your belly button up to your spine. Breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over wrists and heels over toes. Inhale, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank. Lower down halfway. Keep your elbows pinned in toward your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your feet. Shine your chest forward and then relax your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step up toward your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Release down. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your hands to your heart. Send your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, extend up. Exhale, forward fold, ride your breath down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take whatever variation you like. You can always take them on your knees or skip them. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Snap your belly button up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up. Extend your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi. Hands together at your heart. Drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep up. Exhale, forward fold, nice controlled breath out as you lower down. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet, pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out, press your palms firmly down into your mat. Inhale, extend your right heel high, flex your right toes to the ground and squeeze your right butt cheek, breath in. Exhale, right knee to nose. Curl your knee up to your nose, cat your back, and then engage your core. Inhale, three-legged dog. Extend your right heel high behind you. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your palms. Big transition here, ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Use the strength of your right leg to lift all the way up. You can take that transition as slow as you need. It's my favorite one, do it all the time. Flex your left toes up toward your face, and then squeeze your right glute to stabilize your right leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, figure four. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sit your hips back, dropping your hands to heart center. Take just a couple breaths here. Feel this nice opening in your left hip. Inhale, one-legged mountain, rise back up, left knee in line with your left hip. And exhale, low lunge. Hinge your torso forward and down. Step your left leg gently to the back of your mat. Now spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Extend your arms up overhead. Breathe here a moment. You can keep your arms overhead. Maybe press your palms together and gaze up if you choose. And then adjust your stance as needed. You can always take a wider or narrower stance. Bend into your front knee. As you bend into your front leg, press your back foot down. Imagine trying to break your mat in half underneath yourself. Now inhale, reach your arms back up if they're not already there. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, step your right foot back, and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, pike your hips up and back. Inhale, kick your left heel high, flex your left toes down. Even the weight between both palms, breath in. Exhale, left knee to nose, curl your knee in toward your nose. Again, catch your back, press the ground away, engage your core. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot in between your palms. Now press all of your weight down into your left leg. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Nice and slow, lift all the way up, right knee in line with your right hip. Option to bring your arms overhead or at heart center. Flex your right toes up toward your face and squeeze your left butt cheek, breath in. Exhale, figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh and then sit your hips down, feeling this nice opening in your right hip. Be here for a couple breaths. With each exhale, try to sit just a little bit lower to accentuate the opening on the right side. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift back up. Use the strength of your left leg. Exhale, low lunge, hinge forward and down. Gently drop your right leg to the back of your space. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Hinge your torso up, extend your arms overhead and breathe here. Optioning in to drop your hands down to your waist, to square your hips forward as much as you can. Option to step your back foot in a couple steps. Pull your right hip point forward and your left hip point back. So it's almost like you're trying to squeeze your upper inner thighs toward one another or toward your midline. And then you'll feel your hips square a little bit more forward. Take one more breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms down on your mat. Step your left leg back and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Let's flow through this again. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, right knee to nose. Curl your knee in. Inhale, kick your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot in between your palms. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Take it as slow as you need. Lift all the way up. Exhale, figure four. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sit your hips low, feeling the opening on your left hip. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift back up. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Exhale, low lunge. Nice and gently step your left leg to the back of your mat. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Step your right leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Cat your back. Squeeze your core in tight. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your palms. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Really use the strength of your left quad to lift yourself up. Exhale, figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Sit your hips down nice and low. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift back up, arms up. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat nice and gently. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Bend deeply into your left knee. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Straighten your arms, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, compress your chest closer toward your thighs. Let's take this sun B one more time, but we'll add on a little bit and make a few little changes. Inhale, keep your right heel high. Exhale, right knee to nose, curl your knee in. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot in between your palms. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift yourself up, left knee up in line with your left hip. Exhale, figure four, cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sit your hips nice and low. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift yourself back up. Listen for a change here. Exhale, airplane pose, hinge your torso forward and down. Then kick your left leg back and keep your left leg floating off of the ground behind you. Fly your arms by your sides. Option also to keep your hands together at heart center if that helps more with your balance. If your arms are by your sides, lift your pinkies up and magnetize your shoulder blades together. Bring your awareness to your core now. Squeeze your belly button up into your spine. to help with your balance. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, low lunge, slowly drop your left foot to the back of your mat, fingers down toward the ground. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, lift your chest up, arms overhead. Another change here. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance. Parallel your back foot with the short end of your mat and gaze over your right fingertips. Take a couple of breaths here. You can bend and straighten into your front leg. Keep nice strong arms. So maybe gaze at your back arm and make sure it's up in line with your front arm. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your right arm up and back. Maintain the deep bend in your front knee. Gaze up at your right palm. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pick your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left heel high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Curl your left knee in. Squeeze your core in tight. Inhale, keep your left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your palms. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift yourself all the way up. Right knee in line with your right hip. Exhale, figure four. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit your hips nice and low. Deepest one yet. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift yourself up towards center. Now exhale, airplane. Hinge your torso forward and down. Option to fly your arms in airplane arms, arms by your sides, or hands together at your heart. Gaze down at the ground and neutralize your entire spine from your tailbone through the crown of your head. So remove any wrinkles from the back of your neck. Flex your right toes down to the ground. Squeeze your right butt cheek to lift your back leg just a little bit higher. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, low lunge. Slowly and gently drop your right foot to the back of your mat. Tense your fingers on the ground. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Lift your chest up, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Find front heel to back arch alignment in your feet and gaze over your left fingertips. And you can take some movement here in this position. You can bend your front knee a couple times if you'd like and straighten your front leg. Traction your front knee to the outer edge of your front foot and then place more weight to the knife edge of your back foot as well. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your left arm up and back. Maintain that deep bend in your front knee. Breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Windmill your arms down to the ground. Step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow and controlled breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come down to a seat. So we'll take some playtime today, so kind of do whatever you want. We've been working on a lot of core and balance work, so if you want to take crow, I'll demo crow. If you already know how to do it and you want to start getting into it, go right ahead. For crow, spread your hands out really wide. And then place them down your mat about shoulder width or maybe even a little bit wider than shoulder width. And then from here, lift your hips up nice and high. So you want your hips up as high as you can get them. And then from here, bend your knees and like snuggle your knees up toward your armpits or as high in your triceps as you can get them. From here, lift your gaze. Really important to lift your gaze. And all of class, we've been working on this like squeezing your belly button up to your spine, as I like to say. And it's that action that's gonna lift your hips up and keep you balanced in crow. So super important to gaze forward and then squeeze your core in as tight as you can by lifting your belly button up into your spine. And you don't have to fly your crow. You can just leave your feet on the ground and then feel the weight distribution. If you have a pillow or something, you can always place it in front of you. So take a couple minutes. You can also do whatever you want if you're working on any other inversion or balance or want to just sit in child's pose, you can do that. We'll take about a minute more to kind of play around, do whatever you want, and then we'll meet in child's pose whenever you're ready. No rush to get there. slowly begin to make your way to child's pose if you're not already there. Spread your knees out nice and wide to get some more opening in your hips. Relax your forehead down onto your mat. Your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. And then from this tabletop position, step your feet back into a high plank. So lift your knees up off of the ground. Squeeze your belly button in nice and tight. Engage your core. Now slowly with control, lower all the way down to your belly. See how slow you can make this. Really engaging all of your upper body and your lower body. When you're down on your belly, untuck your toes, look to the tops of your feet, press your palms into the ground. Inhale, baby cobra, gently lift your chest, magnetize your shoulder blades together, really press the tops of your feet down. One more breath in, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, lower your chest back down. Drop your left cheek down to the ground, extend your arms down by your sides. Little mini shavasana here. Feel your heart beating into your mat. Return your chin to center. Keep your arms down by your sides. This time, face your pinkies up toward the ceiling. So we'll take locust pose with airplane arms. So for that, you'll lift everything up. So inhale, locust, lift your chest, your legs, and your arms. Lift your pinkies up as high as you can toward the ceiling. This is all engaging the back line of your body, muscles that we don't normally get to. One more breath in, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale slowly with control, lower down. Lower your opposite cheek down to your mat. And take another little mini shavasana for a couple breaths here. Continue to regulate your breath. Deep breaths in and out through your nose, matching in breath and out breath. Return your chin to center. Press your palms into the ground. Lift yourself up to standing on your knees, and then flip over onto your butt. Let's take Janu Shirshasana, so it's like one-legged seated forward fold. Extend your right leg out in front of you and place the sole of your left foot on your inner right thigh. Point your right toes up toward the ceiling. Pivot your torso so you're facing your right leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, seated forward fold. Grab for whatever you can. Keep your chest squared down toward your legs. So if your left shoulder pops up, pull it back down in line with your right shoulder. Maybe you come out of the forward bend a little bit. That's fine. Your next inhale, slowly lift back up. Place your forearm on the inside of your right leg and face your palm up toward the sky. Ground down through your left sit bone. Inhale, extend your left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, side body stretch. Keep grounding down through your left sit bones, but reach your left arm forward and towards your right leg. If you're super flexible, then you might be able to reach down for your foot. I can't, I'm nowhere near that, but it's okay. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Place your left palm behind your left hip. Then inhale, stargazer. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling and spiral your right arm toward the wall behind you, or the space behind you. Lifting your hips up nice and high. Then exhale, sit back down, same way you went up. Switch out your sides, extend your left leg long, place the sole of your right foot on your inner left thigh. Pivot your torso so you're facing your left leg. Point your left toes actively up toward the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale, hinge forward, grab for whatever you can, whether that be your shin or your foot. If your hamstrings are super open, then you might be able to reach behind your foot and grab for your left wrist. So taking your right hand and grabbing for your left wrist behind your foot. That's just if your hamstrings are super open, naturally. Your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Place your left forearm on the inside of your left leg, palm facing up toward the sky. Inhale, extend your right arm high. Exhale, side body stretch. Create space on your right side. Keep grounding down through your right sit bones. Maybe gaze up toward your right palm. Feel this nice stretch in your body. Now inhale, lift back up. Place your right hand behind your right hip. Inhale, stargazer. Lift your hips up. Extend your left arm toward the space behind you. And gaze toward your left hand, just dropping your head back. Lower your hips back down and come back down to center, same way you went up. Place your soles of your feet on the ground, recline down to your back. We'll take figure 4 here. Lift your right ankle over your left thigh. Option to stay right here. Option to grab for behind your left thigh and pull your legs a little closer toward your chest. So your hips should be pretty open since we've done figure 4 quite a few times already today. Maybe you use your right elbow to press your right knee a little more forward to further open through your right hip. Slowly lower your legs back down to the ground. Ground down through your right sole of your foot. Lift your left ankle up and over your right thigh. And option to stay right here if this is enough. Option to interlace your hands behind your right thigh and then pull your legs in toward your chest, just keeping your upper body relaxed. So keep your shoulder blades just melting down into the ground. Maybe use your left elbow to press your left knee open a little bit more. Now release from the pose, pull your knees in toward your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, roll up into one tiny little ball as tight as you can. Lift your forehead up to your knees, squeeze everything together, deep breath in. Exhale, final Shavasana, let your arms and legs go long. Your arms just fall out to the sides. Allow your body to take a comfortable shape. It doesn't need to look like anything in particular. It doesn't need to be swaying flat on your back. If you have any discomfort in your low back, option to place something under your knees to elevate your knees a little bit. Or just place the soles of your feet on the ground and press your low back down into the earth. Find wherever you're most comfortable here. Take a quick body scan, starting from your feet. Release any tension from the bottoms of your feet, from your ankles, your calves. Release the tightness, any activation in your quads. Just let it go. Feel your tailbone melting down into your mat. Release the tension in your core. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms and your hands. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax all of the muscles in your face. Just enjoy a moment of rest here. No need to think about anything in particular. You can stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out this morning, begin to bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch. Extend your arms overhead. Pull your low back up and point your toes. Draw your knees toward your chest and rock onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a nice comfortable seat. You can place your hands on your knees in your lap at heart center. Find a nice tall spine. We'll finish with a breath. Take a nice deep exhale. Let go of all the breath that's in your lungs at the moment. Now take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your belly. Feel the breath rise up into your chest. Then hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out nice and strong. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows on your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.
Thanks, Salz.
You're welcome.